Go to the next verse, verse 11. But now I have written unto you not to keep company. That's what I mean. Don't go hang out with them. Not to keep company if any man that is called a brother be a fornicator or covetous. That means they're just overstruck with greed. Or an idolater or a railer. That means someone that just mocks other people, slanders other people, talks wickedly. Or a drunkard or an extortioner. With such an one, know not to eat. So you got to separate yourself from those people. And you'll find out in 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 about verses 6 through 15. It says if they're not following God's way, you got to separate yourself from them. Put them away from you. And it says you don't treat them like an enemy, but you admonish them as a brother. That means that you warn them. You tell them, you keep going in this way, God's wrath is going to come down on you. But you do. It says you have to separate so they will be ashamed. You can't just tell them, oh yeah, it's okay, because it's not okay if they're doing these things just listed in these verses. So once again, a very, very important lesson. And that might be hard sometimes. You know, someone you might be really close to. But ask yourself, who do you love more? You love them more or do you love God more? You got to follow God's word as He said. Verse 12. For what have I to do to judge them also that are without? Do not ye judge them that are within? And what this is saying is people who are not Christian, it's not our job to judge them. We don't judge anybody else. But someone who's a Christian brother, you got to set them straight sometimes. You can't just let perversion be going around in the church and act like it's okay. But what he's saying is those that are outside the Christian church, that's God's job. We do warn them, because Ezekiel 33, we're to be a watchman. You got to warn them of what's coming. But we do not have authority over a non-Christian to bring correction. And that's what this verse is talking about. Verse 13. But them that are without, God judgeth. The non-Christians, that's God's business. Therefore put away from among yourselves that wicked person. And once again, that's just what you have to do sometimes. Might not always be easy, but you put God first. And we put God, even like you learn in the Gospels, we put God above our parents, above our children, above everybody. God comes first. And we do love God more than anyone. I mean, God is our closest relative. He created our very soul. And then He even sent the Son, Jesus Christ, to die on the cross and resurrect for us. So how could you not love God the most? Let's go a little bit into chapter